Beady, 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 beady,
Okay,
bum, bum.
just why don't we have a song yet? It's episode 4. Just get a song.
It's spring, baby. Got shit to do, but I promise next episode. Well, it's not spring yet. Next episode, I promise I will have a song. Not sure if it's gonna be original or not.
It's not.
It's not gonna be original. Maybe I'll pay someone on Fiverr to give me a beat or something.
Okay.
So this episode is gonna be kind of fun. Is it gonna be fun? I don't know. We've had a lot going on our farm currently, and we're trying to do a lot of things. So I don't know, Erica. Can you just lead us off? Because this is a lot going on in my head.
Yeah, it's like spring chaos, right? The house is we turned upside down again, right? We are doing 8,000 projects at once. And of course, in the middle of that, we decide to tackle our first big project of 2021, a project that did not need to be tackled, that we, was way more money than what we should be spending right now on sort of a long-term project that we don't even really need to deal with at this moment.
So we decide we purchased 7 acres when we first moved here. We'll give a little background on that. But we burned down an acre of it.
Okay. Yeah. No, we're on 10 acres, right? We originally bought 10 acres. We moved on to these 10 acres in July. And right adjacent to our property line is this overgrown, sort of abandoned, it looks abandoned, piece of property separating us from our neighbors. And on that property is an old dilapidated silo and a gigantic collapsed barn. And I don't mean like the roof has caved in. I mean the entire thing has imploded and sunk in on itself and is overgrown with weeds, and there are trees growing out of the center of it. And yeah, we decided to buy that in December for no goddamn reason, and it did not make any sense then, and it makes even less sense now.
Whoa, she's being a little hard on us. It made sense. We moved here. We saw that it was pretty much abandoned, and we worried we were going to get neighbors that we might not want to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, it's a perfect parcel to build on. It's a great piece of land to build a house on, and we completely thought that that's what would end up happening eventually.
So when we first moved here, Erica Googled the land and see who owned it and found the guy and reached out.
And just said, hey, if you ever down the road, way down the road, decide that you want to sell this small piece of land, let us know. We might be interested in it. And he responded that actually he did want to sell the land, and was in the process of having it surveyed for building plans put on. And I don't know. We took the bait. Either way, we took the bait. We bought the land and almost doubled our land size. Literally, we have no idea what we were going to do on our original 10 acres, and now we have just under 18 acres with this barn and silo.
Well, we don't have the barn and silo anymore.
Yeah. We had an excavator guy come out to quote us to see what it would cost to have it removed. Just, in the future, wanted that on the pin board. And turned out it wasn't as expensive as we thought it would be. The excavator guy made it sound like there wouldn't be any big deal, that he, would just come in and out. They'd start a little fire in the middle of the barn, push everything in the center. It'd be a 4 to 5 hour burn. They'd be out of here in 2 days. And
3 days later.
Yeah, no, it was a big deal. It was a big fucking deal. And fortunately, we sort of went about it diplomatically as we could.
Yeah, we set them. We went to our neighbors and let everyone know that we were lighting our barn on fire.
Yeah, most of the neighbors we haven't even met yet. So we drove around and put letters in their mailboxes on the Monday and just said, hey, this is what's happening. There's going to be a fire. We've spoken with the fire warden. We got a permit to burn. And we really weren't sure how that was going to go over. And yeah, the excavator guys came out, and it was, I'm getting heartburn just thinking about it. I mean, Armando watched the whole thing And
It was pretty cool. You can check out our Instagram. The barn, the silo collapsing and everything burning. It was cool to watch. It took a long time, but God, I would hate to be the one inside that tractor moving, burning shit.
rubble. Yeah, no, I refused to go over there. I watched from my binoculars in the house because it just looked like an absolute shit show. And the one day that I went out to check on it, it was an absolute shit show, and I threw a little bit of a fit and more or less asked to see the manager, as
Tearing it up.
as one does. It is in my breed.
Well, can we rewind it just a little bit?
Yeah.
So, before the silo was going to get knocked down, we had a dog named Tinka. If anyone knows us, we had a dog named Tinka for 16 years, and she died in the winter.
In December 20th.
And if anyone knows, we live in Vermont, and everything's frozen in Vermont. So we had nowhere to bury her, and we refused to burn her.
Yes. So, conveniently, we had just closed on this property in December and decided that this giant empty silo would be a great vessel to hold the very well crafted wooden casket that Armando made for her, with her in it, until the ground thawed in the spring.
Lo and behold, we decided to knock down the silo.
So, as when they started the fire in the barn, it's sort of when we realized, oh shit, we have to deal with Tinka. And so Armando took her out of the silo in her casket. It was still closed, thank God. Nothing had seeped out. She was still, frozen solid, to the best of our knowledge. Who knows? She might not even be in there. Like, who knows, right?
She would have ate her way through.
Yeah, I mean, we could have been
peanut butter and be like,
could have been casket robbed. But yeah, so he shuffled her to the back of the property, and we thought, oh, we'll just deal with it later. We'll put her in the woods or something and put a bunch of like sticks on top of her casket until we can bury her properly.
So he knocked down the silo, and before the guy left, I was like, hey, you have a big tractor, ground's still frozen, can you dig me she's like 2 inches, the box, no, not 2 inches, so she's like 12 inches, the box is like 12 inches to 14 inches, just dig me a little hole here. And he dug a grave.
Yeah, you could have buried a fucking car in what he dug.
Yeah, so when we went to, this is even greater. We were, what?
You're such a bad storyteller.
I am a bad story, notoriously bad. That's why Erica leads. Yeah, so we were walking to our gravesite, and with our new dog, Rose, 6 months, and we didn't know that they had dug a fucking pond on the property. Our new dog jumps into Tinka's grave, which is now a pond, and she disappears for a few minutes. And we run up and take her out, but it was really funny because our new dog just jumped into our old dog's gravesite. But that's, I don't know, maybe you don't want to hear that, but yeah, I spent 2 days filling the hole back in so I can put Tinka's coffin in. But after shuffling around trying to find a new spot for her because it was going to take forever to fill in the hole.
There you go.
I just thought that was a great story. Maybe it was told by somebody funnier than me and better than me.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Armando literally walked around carrying this coffin across the entire property for a day and a half, moving her from one location to the next. All the while, there was literal fumes and smoke billowing out of the property we purchased.
So even in death, Tinka is a pain in the ass. Her ghost haunts me forever.
So the barn and silo are gone, and we are left with what is just a scab on the earth. It's like our own personal 9/11.
I don't know if we should say our own personal 9/11. I mean, what if someone's survived?
Structurally, like, obviously,
it's like our Hurricane Andrew all over again.
Sure. It's like a fucking bomb went off. Like, it is a smoking pile of rubble out of which looks like nothing positive can come, which is how I felt the first day after the excavators left.
But
turns out
positive things did happen for us now, didn't they, Erica?
We'll see. We'll see how this pans out. We have been propelled to local celebrities.
What the fuck? What does that
I
mean?
mean, the neighbors love us. Like, people are coming out of hibernation, out of the fucking woodworks. People we've never met since we've been here are coming up to us, thanking us. It's absurd. I appreciate their gratitude. If they want to write a check to help us cover the expenses of having that thing torn down, we basically just made everybody's property value fucking triple because of this just eyesore on the street is gone.
Google map it. No, don't Google map it. No.
I mean, it's still an eyesore, but the neighbors see hope in it, which has infused hope in me. Yeah, I don't know. It has been really, really great to see the enthusiasm the neighbors have. I thought they were all going to be furious with us for creating such a ruckus on the street, but turns out they're really glad that it's gone and are really excited to see what we do with it. And literally everybody who walks by is like, this looks so much better than what was here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And that has definitely changed my mood a little bit and made me not want to sue this excavating company for misrepresenting what I thought this was going to look like in the end, which really I had no idea what this was going to look like. They probably represented it accurately, and I just couldn't wrap my mind around what that would be.
It's a long way of saying, when spring starts, you're going to start farming. You should prioritize
just
your project.
Calm the fuck down, okay? When spring starts, you don't have to do everything at once in your first year, and that's exactly what we are doing, and for no goddamn reason, but it is completely self-inflicted, right? Like, we are masochists. We knew this about ourselves. We know this about ourselves, and somebody needs to stop us, right? We need a fucking intervention because this happens all of the time. We take on way too much, and we have our priority list. We know what needs to get done, and then we just decide to throw a giant fireball fucking wrench into things, which is exactly what this is.
I think she's talking about my beehives that are coming in, or my maple syrup.
Sure.
That's delicious, by the way. Check it out on our Instagram. Tastes like vanilla.
Okay.
It's really good. I dip my finger in it. It's like get a shot of vanilla.
No, stop. This is a PG show. I guess it's not. We curse too much. But yeah, no, it's like exciting to be here on this land, and we have all of these big dreams and this crazy vision. We're basically, in 15 years, if this doesn't look like the Garden of Eden and we can't walk around nude, I'm gonna throw myself in the fucking lake. Like, it's easy to get ahead of yourself, and we are constantly getting ahead of ourselves, and that's just how we roll. I don't know why we keep doing it this way. It always ends up working out in the end, and the barn and silo is no different. I'm glad we did it. I'm glad we got it done.
Yeah, it's going to be nice. We're doing it early so we can start dropping some compost on it, decomposing stuff, getting some dirt on there.
Decomposing our dog.
Getting that soil ready for whatever comes next. It's definitely not there yet, but
yeah,
we're
playing the long game for sure. It's a super, super long-term project.
Yeah, and for thinking long term, why not start early? Am I right?
You're not wrong. It's just... It's a lot. It's a lot to wrap your mind around.
Yeah. My bees are coming in soon, which is pretty exciting. Been spending a couple weekends here or there doing some bee stuff. That's all I got. Just really happy and excited about my bees.
Just more animals we're going to kill on this property.
Yeah, we're actually recording this episode from our bed. That's how tired we are. We haven't stopped moving. But yeah, thanks for listening to us vent.
Yeah, it's more photos to come. We spent the entire day literally raking horse shit across
2 days, really.
This property, and we have like 1/8 of the area covered that we need to get covered. So
I've been knee deep in horse shit for 2 days.
I would really like one of our neighbors to show up with a tractor and help move some shit a little bit quicker,